want to check the integrity. All's good. Update's 2029. I'm going to carefully peel it open. Put this under. Okay. Just going to put a little soap on here. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to roll my sleeves up to get ready. Okay, make sure they're good and out of the way. So now I'm going to pre-wet my hands. I'm going to go keep my fingertips up, elbows down as I go through. Okay. Let me get some soap. Once I have got the soap or scrub of choice on my arms, I'm going to grab my pick and my brush. Careful not to touch any of the edges around the package because they're not sterile. And we have started our scrub officially. So this brush is tucked in this hand, my pick in this hand, and I'm going to carefully go through and start on one corner and go around to pick or anything out right my nails. Did this so I don't have very much under there. Alright, toss the pick away. Now I'm going to get some soap on my brush. Alright, and I'm going to get it into the water. And I'm going to shut my water off at this point because I'm not going to need it for a minute. So I'm going to start with the tips of my fingertips, keeping your elbows down, your fingers up. I'm going to scrub the tips for 30 seconds. Always make sure you have a clock nearby that you can look at. Once I have scrubbed this for 30 seconds, I am going to carefully flip this so that that hand doesn't touch this hand, and I'm going to scrub these fingertips for 30 seconds. Brush starts to feel a little dry, wet. Okay, now I'm going to scrub this hand since this is already holding the brush. I'm going to start with this hand. I'm going to scrub for 1 minute. I'm going to get all the planes of the hands, the front, the back, and each side of your finger. Doing the best that I can to make sure that the hand I'm scrubbing with does not touch the hand I'm scrubbing. And once you go on to a next step, you do not go back to the other. So since I am onto my hands, I will not go back to scrubbing my fingertips. But you will go back and forth between the different planes to make sure that you get in there really well. What some people like to do is take the brush and kind of bend it and get in between these little nooks well with the fingers. I like to just get the brush in there really good this way. Once you've done this hand for 1 minute, you can switch to this hand and do it for a minute. Be careful of how you hold your brush, because like mine, it starts to rip apart if you grab it by just the foam. That's what mine is doing currently. Make sure your fingers are staying straight and staying up. And then once you have done this hand for 1 minute, we're going to move on to the arms. So we're going to flip our brush to the scrub side. And I'm going to get just a smidge more water. I'm going to start in the first section. So you can do 3 sections of 20 seconds or 4 sections of 15 seconds to equal a minute on your arm. Those are your only 2 options for our purposes. So I do 15-second increments because I have very long arms. Once you have scrubbed the first section for 15 seconds, you will go to the next section and scrub it for 15 seconds. And you will not go back up to that top. And then once you do that for 15 seconds or 20, whichever, you go to the next one. And you want to try to avoid your hand rubbing all over the hand that you're scrubbing, because we just scrubbed that hand, so we don't want it to get much stuff on it. So you have to be very careful with the way that you're holding the scrub brush. Alright, and then we're going to switch to this hand. Alright, let me get this brush wet again. 15 seconds. You're straight. And then the next section. Next. While you're doing this, you have to be mindful of your surroundings so that you don't bump anything. Because if you do, you have to start your scrub all over again, and it's no fun. Alright, once we've done that for 15 seconds, we're going to throw our sponge in the trash, not in the sink. So when we go to rinse, we're going to do it like we did to start. Elbows down, fingers pointed up, and we're going to go through. What we're not going to do is come back through the water this way. We're going to keep going. 1 forward motion, bringing our arm up as we go, but not bumping anything around us. Okay, so that's something that I like to do, is kind of like wiggle as I go through, but just slightly. Yeah, be careful that you don't go backwards when you do. I just do it on the fingers, so it helps me get in the grooves a little bit. Just be mindful that you're not going backwards a little bit. Mainly right here is the big one. You can stop for a second. Don't recommend, because it's too easy to accidentally go backwards. And then if you still have soap on there that you want to get off, you can just go through again. Okay, and now we're done, and we're ready to go in and scrub. Or if it is our first scrub of the day, we're going to go over to paper towels. and grab those. And dry our hands. And then we will AviGuard our phone the rest of the day.